Earlier today, Brett Lawrie got in touch with our own Barry Davis at Sportsnet, and the message from Brett was simple. I would like to send a message to the baseball fans of the city of Toronto. Here it is.
Well, Brett, before we talk a little bit about facing your former team last night, I know that there's something that you want to say to a lot of the fans in Toronto whom you really haven't had a chance to speak to since you got traded. So the floor is all yours.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for all the time that I had in Toronto. I'm thankful for every opportunity that I had there. I was welcomed with open arms in every restaurant within the city, with any place that I went, any business, anywhere I went. It was always first class, and I'm very appreciative of that and the time that I spent. It was all about coming back to the fans for me when we were on the road and whatnot. I was always been able to come back to Canada, and I was the only guy being able to do that, come back home from the road, and it was always special to me. So I just want you guys to know that you guys will always have a special place in my heart. Canada is where I always will reside. It's always home for me. And that only doesn't go out to the people of Toronto. It goes out to all of Canada and the people that have continued to follow my success and where I've been in my career. And same thing moving forward. I really appreciate everything that I've gotten, and you guys are always with me, and I really appreciate that.
Right. How much did this trade really kind of hit you? Pretty much hit you right in the gut when you first heard?
It was quick, yeah. You know what I mean? It was one of those things because I didn't know what was going to happen. And then, soonly right into things, you find out that you're with a new team, and you got to take a big, deep breath and see where we're at and regroup and let things be able to sink in a little bit. And once that happened, it was easy for me because I did the same thing with Toronto. I was in a new group with some new guys, and it was time to make some new friends and be part of a new school. But I've accepted all this, and I've been growing with it. As you get here, you get to see baseball through a different organization, see things done differently, and that's what I liked. I've been able to branch out a little bit and meet some new guys, build some new relationships, and it's been great for me. I've enjoyed it a lot.
If you can, tell us maybe your fondest memory of being a Blue Jay. Of course, I remember your debut against the Baltimore Orioles. You can't complain about that. In your mind, what were some of the highlights for you?
Oh man, there was a few. I think one of my biggest one that stands out was my grand slam. I think that was cool. I'd never hit a grand slam before in the minor leagues, big leagues, anything, and that was my first hit in the Rogers Center. It was just good energy, and I just remember the energy that the building had, and they always brought. And I always wanted to, when I came to the field every day, I wanted to bring a little something for anybody who hadn't watched me play or anybody that was just coming to the field to continue to watch me play. I just always wanted to play with my heart on my sleeve and go out there and keep doing what I do, and that's love the game and just go play hard. And yesterday, all I wanted to do really was come to the field and just play baseball. I didn't want to make it any bigger than it needed to be, and I feel like that got blown out of proportion a little bit, and me not wanting to talk to the media. I didn't talk to any of our media, and I didn't talk to the media across the field because I didn't want to make the game or anything bigger than it needed to be. I just wanted to come, go about my business, and just play like I always do, and I feel like that got misinterpreted a little bit, and here I am talking to Barry Davis, So, I do have time, and, I am respectful, and one other thing is that I want to say that I respect the way that I go in the clubhouse, and I feel like I'm a good teammate. I want to make every guy in that clubhouse a little bit better, put a smile on their face every single day, because I know if I can do that, I'm going to make my teammates better off for it, and as well as I am, I know that I feel good at the end of the day, knowing that when the boys are happy and everyone's having fun, that we're a lot better off as a team. And that's what I'm out there to do every single day. I come in here with good energy, and I did in Toronto as well, and I hope that that was picked up on, and it's something that I've always ran with, and it's what I love to do. I always like to have good energy and get the boys going, but it's been a good year so far. The numbers may not say that, but as far as the camaraderie with the team and building new relationships and stuff, that's all been great for me.
You were this young punk rookie when you first came to the Blue Jays. What did you learn from some of the leaders on that team? Because it seems to me that you've taken on a bit of a leadership role here with Oakland, and 4 years with Toronto, I'm sure you picked up a lot of things from guys like Bautista.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's just about playing the game day in and day out. I ran into some trouble here and there, umpires in the league, and just playing the game and just things like that. But you grow as a player and as a professional every day. You just keep learning. And, I haven't repeated the same things over and over. I haven't dove into the camera well since New York. So these are little things that you just pick up on and you learn from. But you just as you get a little bit older, you realize that it's a long year. And you're always trying to figure out ways to get it done. And when you can do that, you just become a better professional, and you just keep growing as a person and just come to the field every day with that mentality to get better and play hard for 9 innings when the bell rings. And that's what I'm about.
I know you didn't want to make a big deal of it, but it must have been a bit bizarre when you come to the plate and there's Mark Burley throwing to you. it had to be a little weird.
It's almost like I guess you could almost call it as like it's when pitchers start throwing in spring training for the first time, and you go up there and you're just seeing 5 pitches and you get out. It's kind of what it felt like when I peaked up. But it was fun, and I felt comfortable in the box, and I felt comfortable for the whole day. It was good to compete against my former team.
You looking forward to the trip back to Toronto?
Yeah, it'll be great. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I always love coming back to Canada, but coming back to the fans and whatnot. So it should be a good homecoming. It'll be great.
Well, listen, I do appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today. I know it's been a bit of a strange 24 hours for you, but thanks for doing this today.
Yeah,
Appreciate
cheers,
it.
Barry. Thanks, man.
All right, there's Brett Lawrie of the Oakland A's, looking good in the green and yellow.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Brett. One, a tad distracted by what appears to be a Bob Brass shirt, the painter from PBS with the afro.
I'll take your word for it.
Two, obviously he felt like it was misconstrued, the fact that he told PR he didn't want to talk to anybody and he wanted to make sure that he wanted to address you, the fans. But there was also something else there.
Well, he made a point of saying, you know what, I believe I'm a good teammate. The narrative when he left this city, we were talking about clubhouse problems. Let's be honest, a lot of guys in the media pointed at Brett, and I think he was referring to that.
Yeah, and when Russ Martin and Josh Donaldson were brought in, they talked about character. Yeah, I think exactly what he was doing.